Hey everyone, Max here. Midnight Season 1 is gonna be launched tomorrow, like within 8 hours pretty much. And I thought it would be a good time to basically show you how like the new version UI is gonna look like in Midnight. Pretty much everything is still there. It's just um, harder to configure. And while you do lose some sort of functionality, such as Omni CD and WeakAura, like custom logic detection and stuff, most of the stuff are still there. Like if you look at rate frames, um, WeakAura-esque cooldown manager and stuff, right? Everything's still there. So I'm just gonna play a gameplay VOD of my recent M0 run, like Mythic Zero run, and just to showcase how my UI is going to look like going forward. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes in the upcoming patch, which is 12.0.5. I expect things will keep changing until even 12.1, to some of the API changes and stuff, until Blizzard finalize or enhances some of their like building game features. um, so things will get changed, and my UI will update accordingly. But for now, this is pretty much where you're gonna get for Midnight. And so what you can see right now on the party frame, I think the one big thing that I highly recommend everyone using this add-on, which is Danderous Frames. If you ever play healer, you will understand how putting like different HOTS or healing overtime effects over different parts of the unit frame or party frame is very important, right? So for example, if you have something to maintain over the top left and something to ramp up, or something that doesn't happen very often in the bottom left, that will be very ideal, right? This is how I look at it, but everyone will have very different setups. But I think this aura designer feature is very good. And this is a very temporary one because Blizzard says something along the lines of they will close this feature once their built-in game version is ready. Now we don't know when that will be, but for now you get a temporary bandit um, fix basically. And I really like this feature, and that's why I go back to Danderous Frames. So that's one part, big part, party frame, rate frame. Now my rate frame will be down there, and party frame will be left of my player frame. Now the other thing that I cooked most recently is the cooldown manager setup. So most recently, HSCDM became public for I think a couple of weeks now, and one of the features I really like is how you can put um, tracked buffs into groups. Now, this one doesn't seem very obvious, but as you can see, I put all of the buffs in procs, maintenance buffs, and cooldown durations. Now, unfortunately, Sub Rogue Trickster doesn't have a lot of procs. It's just coup de grace, and this is like the uttermost, in my opinion, is the uttermost important thing that you want to react to. Now, some classes will have a lot more procs, and some classes probably doesn't even have proc, right? Now, maintenance buffs is just something that you want to maintain, but it's more important than the active cooldown that you're running, like regardless of whether it's utility, whether it's offensive or defensive. But I feel like shadow techniques in this case is something that you pretty much always will have, and you want to keep an eye on how many combo points that you have stored by shadow techniques. Um, and I have this for every single class and spec. It's fine if you don't understand Rogue, but I have everything ready for every class and spec, so you don't need to worry about it. And I feel like this helps you understand what is the most important for your spec, and like the things you want to react to the fastest is on top, and then some like the things that are less important are just scroll down bottom. And besides that, I will have this, which is the kick tracker. Now I'm not going to go into how this one works because it's kind of technical, but basically what you need to understand is that they are not 100% accurate, and there's no way you can make them 100% accurate until Blizzard changes this. They are basically educated guesses. So what you're going to do is basically monitor the number of enemy targets that fires the event that some kind of cast is interrupted. And so when you see only one mob getting that event fired, and you can come to the conclusion that a mob is getting interrupted. Now, and then they look at friendly spellcasts, so in this case, all 5 of us, and then make an educated guess on the most recent spellcast within a time threshold. So you don't actually know what you casted, but based on educated guess, it's most likely that the person with the most recent spellcast, close to the enemy interrupt event being fired, is the one who kicked the target, basically. So this is not 100% accurate, as I said. So for example, if DK grips a target, which is perfectly described the situation, but DK doesn't really use the kick, right? It just used the grip. So that's one outlier. But basically, this is not 100% accurate, as I said, and I feel like this is better than nothing, so I'm just going to keep it there. And as you see previously here, you will have this tracking all the mobs casting, like over here on the left. You see like here, you see the shield slam, you see the runic glaive. This is with target marker. So you will see like all the mob casting and on which targets and which target marker they have. So I feel like this is kind of useful. There was a weaker alternative to it. So now since weaker is gone, you have this. And I feel like this is pretty helpful. And so that's one big cook. And also down here, you will have all the debuffs over here. Runic Glaive, this I think is Holy Fire. And then down here, you will have every defensive running. So basically your own defensive active and anything that your team gives to you. So for example, Blessing of Sacrifice, Blessing of Protection, Pain Suppression, stuff like that. It will all show here. So you don't need to worry about whether I should pop a defensive or not, because if you see like Sac, you see Pain Sup, you don't have to pop a defensive. And I will remove all the defensive track buff from the ones that matter for rotation the most. And obviously, when you see like these focused cast kick, you will hear something that alerts you when your focus is casting, and you will see whether this cast is interruptible or not. You can even show only show the bar if your cast is ready and the cast is interruptible, like stuff like that. But I didn't do that, but just so you know that this is possible. I think other than that, not really a lot going on. I just perfected the party frame, rate frame layout, basically, and tried to make sure everything is perfectly aligned. I might miss something, but overall, I think this looks pretty good. So if you are interested in this UI, some of the free stuff are on Wago, but if you are interested in the whole UI kit, you may subscribe to my Patreon or join my Discord, or even or maybe sub to my Twitch, so you can get access to the whole UI. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I will see you in season 1.